Hi guys. Welcome and thank you for joining me. I'm putting this up on my personal page because I do have a large group of women and we focus on detox, but this actually affects everybody. This isn't just for breast implant illness, although that's a lot of what we're going to talk about and cover. But not only that, it's actually how a lot of people find me. They say that, I have a private group and not everybody finds me that way. So we're going to start talking about 6 main issues just for everyday life, actually. So I'm going to wait. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Hi. Tell me where you're checking in from and if you're watching the live or if you were watching the replay. Hi guys. Okay, so I'm always talking about detoxing, and lately there's just been so many issues coming up about toxins and everything. I mean, we've got all of these major issues happening with food right now. We've got a lot of people having cancer and getting sick. And hi. Oh, you're not far from me, Spring Hill. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I see you all jumping on here. And as I mentioned, I put this on my personal page because it's a way a lot of people find me. My group is private, and I have a lot of pages that are dedicated to health and granola or crunchy living. But, and my personal profile is too, but this is a way a lot of people find me, and it's the easiest way to share these videos. So please feel free to share this around if somebody you know needs to hear it. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to be talking about the 6 main issues right now for body health. As I research, obviously my starting point, my kickoff point was personal because I had breast implant illness. I didn't know what it was. I had fertility issues. I had chronic fatigue issues. I had all kinds of issues. I didn't know what it was. So I was just searching everything I possibly could. And, I live more of a holistic lifestyle. So I started there, but then I did end up going to regular conventional doctors, and I ended up right back here with my more holistic lifestyle. So we're going to talk about a few things that really affect women, predominantly, but men also, minus the estrogen dominance. So 6 of the biggest issues here that I see people are facing, whether or not you have breast implant illness or whether or not you are just dealing with everyday life. Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining. Hi. So one of the biggest issues, and it's kind of twofold, is yeast and mold. Those are 2 separate categories, but they have very similar symptoms. Heavy metals, chemical toxicity, estrogen dominance, lymphatic drainage, and parasites. These are all, hi everybody, these are all main issues that are dealing in tearing the body down. They're tearing the body down, whether or not you have breast implant illness, whether or not you have an IUD, whether or not you're just living normal life. Our food, all of my information is meant to be informative, and please take it that way. I know every now and then I'll have someone tell me, oh, it's just so much information. I get a little overwhelmed. And yeah, it is, but find your place that you're comfortable starting. There is a lot of information because we're learning new things. A long time ago, eating out of aluminum pots and pans was something that people did. And that generation is now dealing with dementia and Alzheimer's. So, high levels of vitamin C, zeolites, bentonite clay, these are things that will help pull metals from the body. But, hiding under a rock won't make it any better either. So stay informed, become informed, and just take notes. So estrogen dominance. So let's just talk about how it affects people with breast implant illness and normal people. So estrogen dominance is a problem that we are facing for a couple reasons. If you don't have breast implant illness, if you are a man or a woman, almost everything, even if it's organic, has soy in it. And soy is actually a synthetic estrogen, or it mimics it in the body. So a lot of people say, yeah, but the Asian communities eat a lot of soy and they're healthy, but they have fermented soy and that's different. organic fermented soy can be very holistic if you're not already estrogen dominant. So estrogen dominance, what are some of the side effects of estrogen dominance? Fibrocystic breasts or PCOS, mood swings, really up and down with periods. There's a lot of details that I am happy to send you, some nice little charts about it too. And estrogen dominance is it's a big deal because you have a hard time losing weight. You can have a hard time sleeping. There's skin thinning issues that can happen. And it's happening in women that are younger. And what are some of the things that you can do about it? Well, DIM is huge. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. These things help go into the body and remove bad estrogen or fake estrogen in the body. So, I mean, these are all great ways to live your life, not to mention high levels of broccoli is great for the liver. And just everyday life, if you are not strictly organic, and detoxing daily, chances are your liver's giving you a hard time. Even if you are, chances are your liver's having a hard time and struggling. If you drink alcohol on top of it, your liver's probably struggling. So keep that in mind. Drinking lots of water and lemon in the morning. Yeast and mold. This is another one that I think it's tricky because they're very similar, but there are some differences. People that are having yeast and mold issues are going to have fungus. They're going to, when you go to the nail tech and you're getting fungus, well, that can be a sign of having a nail tech that's not doing their job and keeping everything clean. But it can also be a fact of what's going on internally. If you have digestive issues, if you're feeling bloated, if you're craving lots of sugar, more on the mold aspect, if you can really smell moldy smells more often than not, if you get really tired, again, if you have specific concerns, if I tell you something, I'm happy to send you links, credible links. I do research on everything and I don't pretend to know everything. So if you have some information that you'd like to share with me, please do that too. Heavy metals, this one is huge. So, just to interject here, I've created a survey on my lemonadegroup.org site, and it's AID, lemonaid group.org. And it's meant to help you figure out your baseline, where you're starting, what your dominant issues are, especially those with breast implant illness. The heavy metals are a tricky one because a lot of people are complaining about tingles in their arms and legs. Hair loss is a huge issue with metal. Infertility issues, the taste of metal in your mouth. These are all heavy metal issues. And how can you handle those? Well, high levels of vitamin C, zeolites, bentonite clay. Make sure you are finding a binder, something that's going to help pull them out of the body, and that's why I like the bentonite clay. Now, should you do it always? No. Do you need to make sure that you stagger it? Yes, because it's a clay and it can get built up in the body, so you just have to make sure you're really removing it well. But I've had such amazing results with that, and it really lifted my chronic fatigue issues. Everybody's going to have different problems and different issues and different solutions. Depending, something will work for me and it might be different for you. It depends on your genetics, your lifestyle, and, just on whether or not you had implants or not and what type of implants you have. I'm finding in some of the surveys and in my group, Breast Implant Illness, Detox and Healing, that there's somewhat of a pattern. Women with different types of implants from different companies are having different issues. Now, this is just the beginning of kind of noticing this, but it's something to keep an eye on. I personally had Mentor, and mine were smooth, and it wasn't part of the recall with the textured implants, but there are, they're actually the company that has the textured implants, and I'll put that link in my comments here, is actually offering to help remove them, although they are also offering to help replace them with another implant. So that's interesting. Lymphatic drainage issues. That one's really interesting. If you wake up and your body's super stiff, your spine is super stiff, if you're waking up and your nose is super stuffy, or you get really stuffy after you eat certain foods, sometimes, that can be an allergy, but it can also be a sign of lymphatic drainage issues. What are some of the things that you can do for that? Well, thermography is really awesome because it kind of gives you an idea and a baseline of how, how your body's dealing with it. But you don't have to do that to start getting started. You can rebound, which is jumping on a little trampoline, speed walking, manipulation. There's lymphatic drainage, massages. You don't need to press hard. It's just getting it flowing with the lymphatic drainage. And it's a quick Google or a DuckDuckGo search, which is my new search engine. After finding out that Google has been messing with us, I switched over to DuckDuckGo. And lastly, parasites. Now that one's not on my survey, and there's a reason for that. Actually, because I believe that everyone has parasites, and it just depends on how many. If you have leaky gut issues, which is quite literally holes in the intestines and the stomach lining, usually due to food allergies and so many other issues. We're gonna get photobombed by some pets here. If you have leaky gut issues, that means that anything that was in your belly is leaking into the body. Bacteria, parasites, you name it, and it goes into the bloodstream and it can give you lots of issues. So if you're having leaky gut issues, which almost everyone I've met now is because of the issues with the wheat and because of all the inflammatory foods and because of all the soy, even the soy in the organic foods, even some of the nicest organic foods that I would love to buy for my kids have either canola or soy oil. And I actually did a whole podcast on that. It's My Crunchy Life, and it's crunchy with an I-E. And I'm on Spotify and iTunes, and I talk a lot about the machine grade oils in the food. And actually, my friend Franz, who just hopped on, is the one who got me started on that. Thanks, Franz. All right, so now I'd like to talk a little bit about, I didn't really properly introduce myself. So I know a lot of people find my group and they find my breast implant illness information just by searching it. So if you don't know me, my name is Darby. I am the founder of Lemonade Group. It's the Lemonade Group. And we have a website, lemonadegroup.org, and it's AID. And we started to help people that are having device issues. So anything that has been implanted in the body, specifically breast implants. And also I'm the founder of the group Breast Implant Illness, Detox, and Healing. I do informative videos with information that I've researched and found to help share so that you can do your own research and find out more and just change your lifestyle so that you can live a longer, happier lifestyle. So I do want to talk a little bit more about the survey I was talking about earlier. So the survey I created on lemonadegroup.org is meant to help give you a baseline, and whatever your main symptoms are will be emailed back to you so that you can kind of get an idea of what the symptoms that you have chosen, the boxes that you choose, coincide with certain issues. And the main issues that are listed there are estrogen dominance, mold, yeast, heavy metals, lymphatic drainage. And like I said, the parasites aren't on there because I believe that most people have parasites. And it just depends on how big of an issue you're having. If you're having digestive issues, if you're having bloating, if you grind your teeth at night, all of these are issues of parasites. So there are parasite cleanses that you can check out. Lemonade Group has actually researched and partnered with a couple of my favorite, personally, groups that do testing that I find really help with the breast implant illness community or with anyone who's having health issues. ResetYourself.com. They give a portion of the proceeds, which is small, to the Lemonade Group to help other women who are having breast implant illness. And that code is Lemonade, Lemonaid. And also, we work with another company that does bras for post explant or breast surgery, and I'll put their link in the group. It's called Line Med, in the group chat afterwards. So please let me know if you're watching the replay or watching it live when you see. the video here. And sorry, I got a little off topic because I wanted to talk about one other thing. I have partnered with a couple doctor's offices recently that are going to be doing strictly help with BII symptoms. So that's pretty amazing. And they're going to be helping with protocols. So I've actually partnered with them to help create a specific protocol that will help with the symptoms of breast implant illness, which is huge because if you've had breast implant illness, or if you know anyone who has, most doctors tell them that they're crazy and there's no such thing. And it is becoming more mainstream now, which is wonderful. A lot of celebrities have come out and said they're removing their implants because they were making them sick. But, you know, just like anything, there's always pushback. So if you know someone who's dealing with breast implant illness, we're gonna have something in Florida and Ohio, and you can travel for those to see, or you can just message me personally and I'll give you that information. Check out my podcast and check out my websites and check out our pages. They're all My Crunchy Life, and that's Crunchy with an I-E, Lemonade Group, aid with an I-D, and also BIIdetox.com. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please, please, please just go ahead and mark it underneath. This is a live video now, but it is available for replay, and I will put it on my YouTube channel, which is also My Crunchy Life. And you can always watch it and you can always comment, and I will get notified and I will always respond back. Thanks so much. I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I'll talk to you soon.